Since we have all of the world press here today, I'd like to clarify a few things. I was not allowed to compete in the Olympic Games not because I have a history of doping. My entire career, all my champion titles, my world records, all my Olympic victories, my victories were always clean. All my life I proved it again and again. All of my tests were negative, and I was not able to compete because of some problems. And not because I'm not a clean athlete, but because the IAAF have some problems with our federation. I fell victim to these circumstances, and here in this stage, I find myself in a slightly different capacity, as it were. Life is a very complicated thing. It's such a round thing, and we usually say it's like a boomerang. I came here to the Olympics in Rio, and I gave my first interview at the airport. And there and then, I said that I would never forgive anybody for banning me from the Olympic Games. It's such injustice, and I will never forget. This is what I said. But now I find myself here. I have changed my mind. And there is only one thing I want to say here today. I am no judge. I am certainly not God. So if the president of IAAF believes that they did a very honest thing and they treated me and all the athletes from Russia, let God be their judge. It will be something that sits heavily on their conscience, so I feel much lighter. And I also want to say all of us live together in one world. We do sports, and I always believe the rules should be the same for all athletes, regardless of which country they represent, regardless of their religious beliefs or the color of their skin. I'd like to clarify these points from the horse's mouth from me personally, not from third parties or the media.
I just wonder, since the IAAF took its stand against Russian athletes, whether you had the opportunity to speak with Sebastian Coe, who himself used to be an athlete. You are now assuming that he is not. Does that give you some sort of power in this relationship? And to come to some sort of resolution in the future, obviously the two groups are going to have to come together. When you do come together, what is the first thing you say to him?
Вы знаете, у нас с господином Коэ были замечательные отношения.
It's no secret that I supported him during the elections when he ran for president of the IAAF. I supported him, I trusted in him because he's an Olympic champion himself, and he knows fairly well what it's like to be an Olympic champion. I don't know the reason why he doesn't talk to me or hold a meeting with him, and I hope to have a meeting with him. The only question I would like to ask him is whether he has a personal objection against me and why I was denied the opportunity to take part in the Olympic Games because of the clean matter. But of course, if he's going to comment on the criteria imposed on the rest of the Russian athletes, this discussion will be empty, because it is not possible to meet these criteria even today. So that will be my question to him.